Greetings, salutations. Welcome back to A Link to the Past Randomizer League, Open League. This is one of my favorite weeks, the piloted spoiler Key Sanity, where we got two teams tonight, 16-bit nerds and Mire Straits, racing against each other with the assistance of a pilot, reading off the spoiler log to them, directing them where to go, and you're going to see some unorthodox things. Probably a quick race, but it's yet to be seen. I'm Blue Maga. Hope everyone's doing great tonight. I'm here in the booth with Mocha Jones. Mocha, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to see how these piloted races go tonight. It's been a fun week, I gotta say.
Oh yeah, this was definitely a favorite of season 2. People really enjoy the co-op portion of League. So I've seen a lot of these races this week too. Um, you see a lot of interesting plays, and what I've seen is some low percent plays. You kind of get forced into that, just knowing where everything is here.
Yeah, and that's one of the things with especially with a piloted seed is that hey, you're gonna have low percent items. You're gonna have low hearts, maybe at best tempered sword, low mail, only if you need those safety items. How many safety items do you think we'll see as we get a quake in Link's house?
Well, I think that's going to depend on the communication between your pilot and your runner, and really knowing your teammate, how much they might need a powder or a cape or an extra mail here to survive.
Yeah, and as we start out, we do see already a divergence in strat. We have Eykir doing the South of Grove bomb check, which I'm actually liking this strat compared to TJ going to Sank and going straight to Houlihan.
Well, I can see the benefits here for both, right? Kakariko is a very dense area. It's likely you're going to get something here in one or two of these buildings, and if you get a bomb or two, you're set for that. But the Houlihan strat's interesting because it gives your pilot time to really parse through the seed and direct you where to go, and also sets you up for the money you'll need for maybe Pod or Zora.
Yeah, and just for those who are not familiar with this week, um, both Eykir and TJ have a pilot. Eykir has Flip Hills pilot in them, and TJ has Logic pilot in them, and they have the spoiler log, so they know they are going through that as quickly as they can, trying to find out where all the items are. Mental gymnastics on both parts.
All right, we did pick up our first weapon. We got a sword in the well, along with some other items you may not need. But um, sometimes your pilot will tell you, "Hey, go to the well," and that's enough information for you. Sometimes they might be a little bit more specific, like, "Hey, go get this master sword out of Blind's hut in the far right chest." But two weapons here in Kakariko. We're off to a good start here.
Okay, I see a master sword already. If I see a lamping cape, I'm thinking that this is going to be an Aga seed. Of course, they know what they're doing because they have the spoiler log already.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing with this spoiler log. You can see what's right ahead of you, but then you can also see what's down the road. All right, I see a master sword, and like you said, a couple of more items might make you think Aga in an open seed. But here, the pilot will tell you, nope, don't worry about it. Red herring.
And we do see TJ not getting those swords just yet, going on to race game, which is actually both runners are in race game. What is here? To have Canis and Mario, that's pretty important.
Yeah, definitely going to be important. One thing we can tell you about the log here is the pendant crystal layout. Um, we got a green pendant here on Skull Woods. Other pendants are Desert and TR, and then you have your 5-6 at Thievestown and Tower of Hera. So that Samaria being a crystal, you're going to need that. I'm sorry, the Mire being a crystal, you'll need that Samaria.
And that can could be useful in other places as well, not just for your typical hey Mar in opening. We'll probably depend on what is needed. We'll see those cane shoes effectively other places.
Now we did see TJ pick up a heart out of the chicken hut. That's what I'm saying. One of those uh, communication points is what's right in the way. What is easy to get for safety? Can I get a heart container? You got to know your racer. Mini Moldorm paying off. Looked like there was a lamp and the moon pearl in there, and we did see the hammer earlier in the sunken treasure out of the dam. So we got some good items here.
So we are, as of right now, a glove away from Dark World access.
A glove away from the Dark World. TJ does get these swords out of Kakariko, and not much left for him to do here based on what we saw from Eykir's end. So just save and quit. Eykir on his way to the waterfall. Got to be something in here.
Yeah, I mean, why else would you go ahead and go to Zora area? I mean, but you got Moon Pearl, so you can do the water walk glitch. And Zora must not have anything since he's not even waiting.
Okay, 2 keys, Tower of Hera and Castle Towers. So, um, you do need 2 Castle Tower keys to get up to Aga, if that's going to be your Dark World access. Could be something in the big chest of Hera. Or you may not find Hookshot before that key, so you may not be able to do a Hera pot. Lots of possibilities for why they would get those.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what all this is leading up to right now. And we have Eykir going to do hula hands. Like they're just flipping what they're doing right now.
Yeah, you need to have some set of items before the seed will really open up, and it looks like both pilots are realizing this is the place where you really should go to get your necessary items at first. Like you're getting his 225 out of Houlihan.
And TJ just going straight for that lamp and that moon pearl and getting out. I wonder if they'll do the exact same thing, fake flipper up to Waterfall Ferry and get those 2 keys.
He's got to be real careful dodging these enemies just on 1 heart.
And there's the second Castle Tower key. I'm thinking this is an Agaseed.
Yeah, he's right here. He did find the lamp, got a master sword, both keys, and the moon pearl. So if he goes up to Hyrule Castle and up to the tower, then yeah, that's what he's doing.
It's interesting to see TJ going to see what uh, Man Under Bridge has, affectionately known as the Hobo.
Yeah, so it looks like our glove to get into Dark World's got to be inaccessible at this point if we're making this play.
As Hobo has a small key for pod, which those are pretty useful, especially if you're not as versed in doing hammer jump. Eykir with a lucky heart drop there. And there are flippers.
Okay, okay. Definitely will need those for Swamp Palace. Let's see what's in this second chest.
Hey, speaking of swamp.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like we're getting our loadout here for Swamp Palace.
So hookshot and swamp next? Is that what I'm seeing?
Oh, don't tease.
Eykir's gotta be very careful though. Half a heart left.
Well, it's enough to get through this if he's real careful. He's got and it looks like he's got the prize pack for hearts for these blue guards. He'll be all right here.
I think TJ's being told you have to do Aga. Oh no. Eykir, she's gonna quake. That's just gonna turn him into the thingies. Which is much better than having the slash red guards repeatedly. But those things are still kind of scary if they hit you, if I recall correctly.
So it's not a bad move. Just being on 3 hearts trying to get up here. Especially since you're going to get a magic refill after Aga 1 anyway. It seems like, if you got magic and you're going to get a refill, just use it.
Yeah. And Eykir finishing up his climb up Aga Tower. So we're gonna play. We have a game we like to play about. How many blue balls Aga's gonna throw at us today? How many do you think that he'll throw?
Let's go with 0.
Oh, you want to be nice today? I see how it is. I'm still gonna stick with about 3 today.
I actually took a look. I don't think that it's in the spoiler log how many blue balls there are.
I would imagine not.
No.
And there goes your 0 prediction.
There goes my 0.
The 3 is still alive.
So let's play this through, right? Once they get through to the Dark World, what do they have really open to them? They don't have a glove. They have a hammer. I suppose they could get to Pipe Cave.
And TJ taking a death to the ball and chain guard.
Oh man, that's rough. So we got Hype Cave, we got Pod open to us. I guess that also brings in, South Dark World.
And we have 3 blue balls at that. Not seeing what's on Pyramid. That's which means Pyramid's probably nothing.
Yeah. Okay. So interesting play. You go through all the trouble to get to the Dark World and then immediately abandon it. Okay. Now, I'm sure that These two are communicating constantly on here's what's where. Let's try this area.
Okay, so it's looking like Eykir's going ahead and getting that that small key for Pod, which makes me think that Pod is the next play, or at least has something, you know. But I'm also curious because we need a mirror for Swamp and a hook shot, technically.
Yeah, definitely need that mirror to enter it. And
Eykir doesn't have a glove.
nope, trying to get in through that entrance has to take the Hyrule Castle route to get through.
He's got to walk about 500 miles to get there, I think.
Yeah, so like you said, it very well could be the pod play. Went through the trouble of going to get the pod key. He's got the money for it.
TJ's got to be a little careful, sir. He's still with half a heart now. And coming to the tail end of the tower. Don't want to try and climb this again.
I mean, Eykir too. You know, both of them here are on much lower health than you would normally be in these areas, and without any armor, no safeties. This is what I was talking about with low percent plays. Right, you're going into pod with 3 hearts.
Yeah, and enemies in Dark World hurt.
Yeah, that's true. They definitely do hurt.
And Eykir's going straight through. If they are going not dropping down, I wonder if something's on bridge chest then.
Okay.
There is something on bridge chest. It's the mirror.
Aha, and the GT big key down at the bottom.
Who had check number 2 in pod for the GT big key?
I don't think the bot quite supports that, but maybe next season.
I'm feeling a swamp play coming up. What do you think? Something, at least to get something in swamp.
So I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a hype cave check or maybe a stumpy check along the way. But as far as dungeons go, Swamp has got to be the next play. He didn't mirror over to Eastern or Saha, right? That would have been the prime time to do it. And Swamp in a key sanity seed has, umpteen items in it. Yeah, that's the place to go.
Yeah, I mean, other than, needing the hook shot to go be Argus, we have access to essentially all the items except for the back.
All right. We know that Hype Cave at least had the EP big key. Gonna need that. That's a crystal.
And heading towards Stumpy, looks like. Stumpy and K45. in Dick Game.
TJ being very careful here. Getting up through Gannis Tower with, or Castle Tower with 1 heart. Hook shot here on K45. So that pod key to mirror to hook shot. And I guess there you go for Swamp Palace.
So the question is, does Swamp Palace have something in the big chest? Because if not, and we got the key to the swamp, we can just go finish it. That's a great thing about Swamp. You don't need the big key unless something's there.
Oh, TJ. That's rough.
And the one buy claims another one. I feel that one. I feel that one so much. Why is K40, as chat is asking, why is K45 called K45?
So I believe it goes back to a map that was published, and all of the caves were numbered, right? And it just happened to be the 45th. Technically, you could call it south of Grove, but people refer to it as K45.
I mean, it's a good name. It's catchy.
I think we should number all of our checks, right? 1 through 216.
There you go. In the Key Sandy races, the bot should have 1 through 216 for GT Big Key. Just start the game at the very beginning of the game.
There you go. Yeah, I like that idea. I would stop commentating so that I don't have to count the whole time.
We'll just have a tracker specifically for counting that.
Okay, I like where that's going.
Alright, as Eykir is going through Swamp, and they have the... they have Canis Amaria, so I was saying earlier how that Canis Amaria is going to come in handy for more than just Mire. There is a strat called Diver Down that's very useful in Swamp, to where, hey, you know all those rooms that you should have to go through? You can just dive down here in this room and do a little water walk in here.
Yeah, this was a tech that was discovered beginning of this year, maybe about January, February timeframe, where you place this block, dive into the water, and kind of clip through the rail, get these chests without having to drain the water. There's your glove.
Glove number 1 in Swamp, where you have to go to Pod to get the mirror, to go to K45 to get the hook shot. Oh my word. And it's Nagaseed. As TJ is getting to Aga right now.
Yeah, this is the logical Dark World access, so not a whole lot for him to get other than the Aga climb and the Aga fight, which is why he's been so determined to get this done. Let's go for it, TJ.
It is just 3 blue balls. Oh. As we have one of the best bosses, in my opinion, the best eyeball boss in the game, Argus.
You got a lot to choose from as far as eyeball bosses. You know, this one does have a lot of cool strats and tech you can use with this, right? With a master sword, you could do like a grab and a spin, or maybe a double grab and a spin.
And we don't have a fire rod to make this a little bit shorter. And Master Sword, Argus. Have fun spinning. Now we could switch to hammer and just hammer it a couple of times, but that's an extra menu.
All right, 24 minutes and about 9 seconds. Eykir's on the board with the first crystal. And TJ took a death to Agadim, has to climb back up the tower. This is, not a good feeling, right?
No, it is not. And Eykir saving, quitting, going to Light World. Mountain climb, maybe?
Well, with the glove, hookshot, and lamp, right? It's in logic, and you have access to East Death Mountain. It's as good a time as any to go over there. I mean, we got everything,
Hera,
right? He's got the mirror. He could go up to Hera and go through the top or the bottom way.
yeah, and Hera is a pendant, so it's a crystal, so and one of the 5/6 at that.
And he did pick up that Hera big key out of the waterfall.
May not be comfortable with Herapot, which is another new strat that's come about. And there is half magic. That would be very nice if you don't find silvers.
Yeah, as far as safeties go, if that one is right in your way, go ahead and take it. Let the old man give it to you, and like I've been saying, if it's a low percent and you're not going to find safeties, just take what's right in front of you.
And Eykir's needing to dodge these cabbages here. Okay, something's gotta be inside Spec Rock. What is it? It's a T-Rock Small. And saving and quitting. That's interesting. Health refill, maybe?
Maybe. You don't have a lot, so you might as well just save the time. And actually not going straight to Hera. Take the bottom route.
Something must be on the east side of Death Mountain then. Because in my brain I would have done Hera, gone ahead, finished Hera, and then go up. But like I said, something might be up here. There's a fetch quest item and also the flute.
Yeah, that's a couple somethings there. All right, 5 items up here or down here, depending on your perspective, for Eykir. TJ takes down Aghanim, has his Dark World access.
And Eykir instantaneously going up to from 3 to 5 hearts. One from a full heart container, one from a piece of heart. And also getting our first safety I've seen, the blue male.
So it looks like here's our Hera play. We don't have book, so it's not an ether play. Only thing over here would be Tower of Hera.
Yeah, it's a quick crystal to get, so not a bad play, especially since these runners are being piloted. They know where everything is, so they can just get what they need. Oh, hi, bow. Speaking of the bow, it's a quick check. Get what you need and go. And the bombos. Tower of Hera has items with the letter that starts with B.
Bo and Bamos. Yes, this dungeon brought to you by the letter B and the number 2. So it is making use of that Hera big key, not using the Hera pod glitch to get a few floors up.
I said that's another recent glitch. So that was a little bit more difficult to get than the Harapot, or not Harapot, than the diver down, cause that one's gotta be a little bit more exact, so to say.
All right, skip the items in the basement and along the way on the 4th floor. So nothing else here in Hera but a crystal and a boss who likes to knock you off the edge.
And down goes Moldorm, the trolliest of the dorms, and gives us a can of Burna. So we'll have some invulnerability when we go and face blind. If we go face blind.
Yeah, it's always great when these safeties or these luxury items fall right in your way, like the half magic on Old Man.
Which, as you said, blind or Thieves Town is a 5/6, so depending on what these runners do, we may need the ferry up there, the pyramid ferry. Who knows?
All right, so TJ dipped pod, got his mirror, got his key from the basement, and heading to get his hook shot off of Cave 45. I would imagine his next play is also Swamp Palace.
And that's another Fritz quest item we just got, as well as some Mire Big. So, are the our runners are getting fetch quest items. Is fetch quest something today?
Yeah, first the mushroom, and now the shovel. First things first, though, we got a flute out of Paradox Cave. Eykir's got to take care of that, and then he can worry about some fetch quests.
So this is going to be our first look at Village of Outcast, which after 33 minutes, I'm kind of surprised that we're just now getting into Village of Outcast.
Yeah, I mean, in a spoiler seed, you have that luxury to kind of route a bit better, albeit a bit unorthodox. Village of Outcasts is usually in a quick place to go because it has less requirements to get to, and Thieves Town is a very quick dungeon. Uh, you know, in relation to some of the others. So I'm not surprised that they're getting to it at this point. I'm glad they're finally getting to it though.
And that's another pod small from the Baltimore merchant there. So I'm not exactly sure how many that puts us up to, besides the one that we've already spent. I believe that's like 3, maybe.
So it's 3 total because we got the one off Hobo, one off of Bottle Vendor, and then TJ just showed us one off of the first chest in Swamp Palace.
And we have Eykir activating that flute.
Here comes the Thief sound play. No big keys, so the only things open here are the first 4.
It's an and TJ did take another death. Okay, that was where Eykir. Okay, I see why Eykir left Thieves Town. There's a fire rod in C-shaped house, which makes me wonder: are they just gonna go to Skull Woods, after getting that fire rod?
It is a green pendant. You don't need a big key to get to Mothula. It's not a bad play. There's got to be something either in Skull Woods or behind that green pendant.
Or yeah.
So let's put this race into perspective a little bit. Both the 16-bit nerds and the Mire Straits are 2 top teams in the Tower of Hera division, right? 16-bit nerds at the top at 6-1, Mire Straits at 5-2, and actually Mire Straits had taken a game in this week earlier today. So 2 very good teams, right? And battling for playoff contention at this point.
Okay, Eykir pulling a book from uh in the middle of Skull Woods there. This means tablets, maybe? Yeah, these are, let's say, the top teams in their division. I'm curious to um how this is going to turn out. Like I said, top teams, playoff contention. This is week 4, so winner this week is in the driver's seat of their division.
Yeah, a win would put 16-bit nerds into a commanding lead, and then a win for the Mire Straits would make them tied with 16-bit nerds, tied for first. Top 2 teams of each division in the Open League will make the playoffs, so it's a very, competitive league here. All right, plenty of fire rod shots to take to Mothula. Takes him down for the Pegasus boots. Okay. That's
What are
why he's going
those?
for this.
I now see why we did Skull first. Cause we gotta go fast. Heading to Dick Spot now, I think. Will we get a shovel dash? Nope.
No points for swag.
We do have a big heated pod.
Yeah, that's useful. So we got the big heated pod. I think we have enough to complete it as long as there's nothing in the back. And we did get TJ with his first crystal taking down Argus. He's on the board.
Then we have Eykir heading into Desert. Interesting here to go to Desert at this point in the game when we can easily route it in with Mire unless something's in here that's needed to go to Mire.
Right. Well, we still need Ether to get into Mire, so this might be blocking something that's something leading to Ether. Hey, like a Titan's Mitt. Look at that. Okay, so that now that's just coming into focus here. You got to get Fire Rod to get the boots, to get the Titan's Mitts, and that just blew this seed wide open.
That is ugly. This seed, Agus seed, so far we've had to dip into just about every pendant dungeon. Ew.
Yeah, all that remains is Turtle Rock, and let's see if we have to do that later. We have not been to Dark Death Mountain. Now we just got those Titan's Mitts, so it is in play.
And we're doing hammer pegs before going into thieves. And there is that ether that we were talking about. So we had to get the boots from Moth to go the boots and the book, the B items again, in Skull to go to Desert to get the mitts. Oh my goodness.
If we didn't have the spoiler log, this would be an ugly seed.
I feel like these seeds are generated just because this is a spoiler seed. Because I've seen several seeds this week kind of like this.
Oh, TJ, that's the back door. That's the exit. All right. Well, we got two runners here. One on Light Death Mountain, one on Dark Death Mountain. Got something in Super Bunny here. Or we'll see what we got up here in these two chests.
Or skip it, go to Hookshot Cave.
Hey, we could do that too.
Or even crazier, not even do that. Maybe there's something in the front of TR.
Well, given what we just talked about, that wouldn't surprise me. We've already been through two pendant dungeons. Let's go to the third one, just for good measure. Oh, there's a Turtle Rock key. That opens up a little bit for us.
Or are we going to TR? Okay, and now we're going to Floating Island.
Totally worth that.
Totally worth that.
Okay, so unless the butter sword falls into our lap, I don't think we're gonna focus on finding a fourth sword, right?
Surely not. I don't even know if silvers will be needed as well. That's another item that, if our runners are pretty good with silverless cannon, that we could do. So I'm generally curious. What is in TR for runners to go in here?
So we got enough items. Let's start crafting what we need. What do we need for go mode here?
All right, so for go mode, let's see. Do we really need anything for go mode? We just need keys.
Yeah, and even that, do we really need keys? You don't need the Ice Palace key. That you can get around. Got the Mire key. Got the EP key. What do we need here?
I am seriously at a loss of what we would need.
Oh, TT big key. Yep, chat's correcting us.
Yeah, Thieves Town big key. Mimic Cave? Do we have to go in the TR to go to Mimic Cave? Is that what's happening?
That's what's happening.
That is awful. This seed, my friends, this seed. We had to go into every dungeon. It was an Aga seed. And I believe Eykir is now in go mode. Now I see why Eykir at first did not go into Thieves Town, because I completely forgot that they needed the big key.
Yeah, all that was open was the first four, and I mean, now in hindsight, we know nothing useful is there now that we have everything we need. But hey, a 46-minute, 47-minute go mode for a spoiler log seed. That's not bad.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and give these runners a shout out. Eykir and TJ, go ahead and give them a shout out. Follow them. They're having to be told what to do, where to go, and execute while being told what to do, where to go. So definitely give these runners a follow right now.
So also give a quick shout out to our tracker, Duodeca, keeping us on task, making sure we know what's what in this seed. And also, we've got Mocha Jones, another runner here, and our co-commentator. Give him a follow too.
You should give Lumaga more follows than me. Cause Lumaga's just more awesome. Do we have a command to shout out the pilots as well?
No, but we should definitely call them out. So I believe Logic is piloting Eykir, if I'm not mistaken.
TJ.
Okay, so Logic is piloting TJ. Yes.
And Flip Hill is for Eykir.
I mean, really, all of our runners deserve a follow. The runners, their pilots, their teammates who are maybe watching here in chat. All right, we got Helmasaur coming up.
Yeah, and we're having a discussion in chat on what we need bit keys for. Okay, so logically, you do not need a bit key for Skull Woods and Swamp. You logically do need the bit key for Ice and Hera, but we can break that.
Yeah, a couple ways we can get around that. We have the hook shot and the Canis Samaria to thank for those. Pretty quick Helmasaur fight on Eykir's end. Silver arrows were bow locked, right? So we've got bows in the cage of Tower of Hera, locking the silver arrows on Helmasaur. Gross.
Of course, you know, an item that would make defeating a boss quicker, the boss is holding it. Typical Rendo, right?
Right.
But hey, I could see why the Eykir did that before going into Eastern.
Yeah, those silvers are going to make Armos here fairly trivial. Still only on 7 hearts, so unless we find some hearts up in the rest of these chests just right in front of him, or maybe Ganon's tower, you're gonna see a fairly low percent Ganon fight coming up.
Yeah, now they do have a bottle, so I wonder will they fill it up with something before heading on up the tower. They do have a bug net, so they could catch some fairies as well. As TJ's making their way towards Skull Woods. Alright, pay attention to Eykir side, blink and you'll miss this fight.
I blinked. What happened?
300 rupees descendant, and then a crystal descendant from this guy as well. I don't think anything else was in the room. I think those two things just fell.
Well, that puts up Eykir up to 4. We've got Thieves Town, Ice Palace, Misery Mire left to go as far as crystals go. TJ making his way into the back of Skull, knows he has to get these boots in order to get those mitts off of the Torch and Desert Palace.
And also this book right here. It's Ghost Snapper. Sorry, it's my favorite.
No, I love this this blue male getup, right? Vegeta goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah, and then the red male is Super Saiyan God Saiyan, if I'm not mistaken.
You know, there's so many great sprites in here. Shout out to our sprite dev community, who, you know, makes this game just a little bit more interesting for us in every seed.
I can't wait to see what they come out with next. I'm still hoping for. Well, actually, they made the Celeste sprites, so I'm excited for that. But oh, okay. I thought TJ got captured by the Wall Master from the hole, cause that's the thing.
Eykir here, trying to take advantage of this door state extension and work on diver down, or not diver down, icebreaker here. Two parts of this. First part, you do have to clip into the wall. Second part, you gotta place this Samaria block, so you're able to walk straight through the wall. There it goes.
Yes, another another one of those texts where you have to be. This one's a little bit more forgiving, if I'm not mistaken, but you have to align yourself just right to be able to. You have to get 1 pixel movement, if I'm not mistaken, just enough so that way you can clip into the wall.
Yep, that's right. Place the block, move 1 pixel to the west, and then you'll be able to walk through. It's like magic. All right, TJ on 1 heart, but still manages to take down Mothula. Getting these Pegasus boots and the green pendant, which won't lead to much, but boots are good enough.
I think boots are the value. Boots are definitely the value. Next we have Eykir dropping into Cold Stare, another eyeball boss, might I add. Got him in the corner, but didn't want to stay. But did get a fairly quick kill here.
Yeah, using the Bombos to thaw the ice at the beginning will save a little bit of magic, and has more magic to use those fire rod shots throughout the fight.
As we have TJ go ahead and check and pet for just some pocket change. All right, so will we get a bird toss? Will we get a bird toss?
I think he's legally obligated to do so.
Can he grab the bird from that position?
Oh, well,
no!
he tried. He tried.
The bird didn't play nice in the positioning. It's quite fitting, chat. Objection!
Another great sprite, Phoenix right here on Eykir's end.
No, I'll tell you, a sprite that I really want made is Sailor Mercury sprite. We have Sailor Moon, we don't have Sailor Mercury. Why is that?
So I'm not familiar with it. Wouldn't it just be like a palette swap?
Not necessarily,
Okay.
but anyway. I don't believe Eykir set up for spooky action.
No, he went in directly from the west to set up spooky. I believe you have to go in from the portal from the south.
I believe that is correct. Something to do with altitude values.
Yep, more magic, more trickery, and more tech that is impressive to see. But not going to see it today.
Okay, we have Floyd saying Eykir does not know spooky action. Teammate calling you out.
Well, Eykir, when you watch this VOD back, I think that's a challenge to learn spooky action for the next race.
TJ's getting their pod big.
And on his way to pod, to close that out, pick up those silvers, and then probably follow the similar route that Eykir did. As far as spoiler log seeds go, this one is fairly straightforward, right? You had to go to Aga. You had to dip pod to get to Swamp, and then a few other checks like Village of Outcasts to Skull Woods to Desert to we even dipped Turtle Rock to get to Mire to get to the rest of our crystal dungeons. So as far as seeds go, this one has been fairly straightforward.
Straightforward, yes. Would I want to play this solo? No.
Oh God, no. But hey, thankfully we've got pilots who have the spoiler log for you.
Oh yeah. The pilots this week, the unsung heroes.
Just those first 30 minutes as a pilot are incredibly stressful, right? In spoiler seeds, the first half of it is all about how the pilot can route you, and then the last half of it is how well the runner can execute. Both teammates really play a part in this.
Alright, both these runners are making their way through a crystal dungeon. We have Eykir heading to the back half of Thieves Town. TJ heading to the back half of Pod. All right, hammering down the turtles. Which that's one routing. One thing routing wise, 16-bit considered before they went up the mountain, went ahead and got their big key, but also got that tempered sword, which is definitely more offensive than having the master sword. So no, Poly's got a route.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that was a really nice scripted fight from Eykir.
I agree. And getting a small key to pod. Hey, we have another pod key. We can use that, right?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Just go ahead and use it on the back and mirror out, and then go do the rest of what you need to do. Like Ganon's Tower, that's our 7th crystal. No games today, because spoiler log, and we already have the big key to Ganon's Tower. But hey, we're on our way to Ganon's Tower at this point.
All right, so TJ's got their silvers heading into Eastern. Eykir's heading up the mountain to climb that stairway to Ganon.
I don't recall. Did we get a Ganon's Tower small key? Actually,
That is
looking
a
at
good question.
our tracker does have that marked. So we do have the one small key, which is enough. So I doubt we'll see any sort of routing, even to the early checks here, to go to Ganon's Tower.
And into G2 we go, and there is a key in that inventory. So no having to go to any of the side rooms to get a key.
Yeah, still on 7 hearts. I mean, this is not going to be terribly trivial of a climb or a Ganon fight for Eykir.
7 hearts, but blue mail, tempered sword, silvers. And smartly picking up those arrows there before continuing up the climb.
I mean, blue mail, yes. Tempered sword, yes. But get a Ganon hug or a couple of fire bats, and you're in trouble in a Ganon fight.
I definitely know that, yes.
A nice clean Armos fight for TJ. Picking up crystal number 4 for the Mire Straits.
And apparently, stun process hearts.
Okay. I mean, that's good to know. Going up here, you're going to want a refill every now and then.
TJ is heading to ice. Should be a fairly quick dungeon here. Eykir going through a couple of the most relaxing rooms in the game, the Wiz Ropes rooms. Put some Mario block in and just let it fly.
Yeah, a nice well-timed Samaria block just makes those rooms so satisfying to watch.
And a nice well-timed sync heart too for TJ.
So Eykir did have a little bit of a stutter in that previous room. Waited for the jingle, so he didn't accidentally despawn the tower.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that you can do in GT to just really mess it up. That's one of them. Another one could happen here on Mordorm 2, which I still don't know how that one works, but I've experienced it. I've heard. Was it quadrant glitch?
Yeah, it's a
Right
quadrant
here.
glitch. If you happen to do a spin right where the in the middle of the super tile here, it'll mess things up. I don't quite understand how, but game's weird. But Eykir gets away with taking down Moldorm 2, crossing the gap, onto Aga 2. All that's left is a wizard and a pig.
Let's see, how has Eykir studied his agonometry?
Well, that was a really good lineup for a triple on that second round. All right, time for the pig. And like you said, we do have tempered sword, silvers, do have half magic, and maybe something in a bottle. I don't quite recall if there was anything in there.
I'm not quite sure either. We have Eykir drop into the Ganon hole. TJ working on getting the icebreaker clip here.
So no cape is going to pull out a safety just to spam his sword swings here. Cape would use more magic, but introduce less lag. Nonetheless, makes it to phase 3.
I don't think TJ got the key under the rock.
Probably not, but we had a very quick Ganon fight from Eykir. Takes down Ganon with a few silver arrows. Just has to cross the 1x3 bridge to get to the Triforce room. Save Hyrule.
That was a very nice triple to end that, and we have Eykir finishing with an official race time GG time of 1 hour 13 minutes 40 seconds. Get those GGs in chat for Eykir.
Yeah, GG on that. TJ sees the finish in race time and does decide to forfeit. Definitely a difficult AGA 1 fight was something he had trouble with, kind of put him behind. But hey, a 4-heart castle tower climb is not easy, and that was really the only option for that team.
And we are currently getting our runners and our pilots in here right now. We are joined by Eykir and Logic and Flip Hill and TJ. GG, y'all.
GG's, guys.
GG.
So I guess we'll start it off by saying this would have been awful without the spoiler log. That's what my perspective is. What do y'all think?
Oh, you're not wrong.
No, for sure.
I think I commented in chat at one point. I think I hate this seed.
Yeah. So who asked for 80 keys this round?
Yeah. This. I mean, it wasn't all dungeons because we didn't have to actually beat Lanmo or Trinex, but
yeah.
At least we don't have to triple dip anything, right? Just some double dips or pendant dips, right? No big deal.
I was really looking forward to a triple dip in Eastern or something.
it wasn't the worst key sanity seed I've ever seen, but
Yeah, Flipfield routed it well for me. I give him credit there.
Yeah, I feel like Aga seeds are just so much harder to route because they're like so linear, and if you miss one thing, it takes like longer to get. Yeah, definitely took a couple more minutes than usual to get like everything set up for the end, but it still went out well.
I wasn't watching your stream the whole time. I just dip in on it occasionally, but it looked like you had a pretty similar route to what we ended up doing.
Yeah, actually, that's one thing that we commented on was knowing where things were. This was really straightforward. There wasn't a lot of room for variance. You had to do Aga, get into pod, get your Mire, to the hook shot, to the Swamp Palace, Fire Rod to Pegasus Boots, and so forth. There really wasn't a lot of places to play around with routing.
Well, the biggest thing was when do you go up the mountain to get all those safeties? Because there's a whole.
Oh, did you try getting the boots first?
No.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
I played like a pedestrian child, and yeah, poor Logic I think had a nap.
I was after like the fourth death on Aga Tower. I was just like, okay, well,
ouch, I'm
I'm
sorry.
just gonna be here.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that was a tough. I mean, Master Sword is better than Fighter Sword, but did you guys at least have more than 3 hearts? I may have forgot the got Eykir one, but
Yeah, I think there was one in somewhere in CAC.
Chicken Hut.
So
I think we grabbed one in
Yeah,
CAC in the well, I think.
it was in Chicken Hut apparently. Yeah, it was
Oh, is that
somewhere.
where it was? It was so long ago.
And then there wasn't that much health for the rest of it, but we didn't. Yeah, you had a few other deaths here and there. I mean, yeah,
I had a few clumsy things. That's
we-
right at the start of
we
Swamp was
lost.
pretty clumsy.
I don't know. You were having controller issues, you said. So it's like it is what it is.
Oh yeah.
We won our match, and I'm real happy about that. So
Yeah, 1-1's all right. No big deal. So happy to see it go through. Nice to play in a race.
Yeah, let's not let this overshadow. There was a split between the two teams this week, today in fact. So I mean, 16-bit nerds are still in the top of the division, but Mire Straits, you're still tied for second here. You still got 3 weeks left in the season. Still plenty of chances for teams to catch up here.
Yeah, if we come back and play strong the next few weeks, we'll see what happens. It's interesting to see what the 16-bit nerds are going to do too, so should be lots of fun.
You're right up there with us.
Yeah, I got my hopes up. So.
So why don't we look forward a little bit to next week, right? Next week is a mystery seed. Who's running it from each of your teams? 16-bit nerds and Mire Straits.
Me and Eykir will be doing it. Oh, right. Did you say Eykir? Did you say Mire Straits? You guys go first.
I'm staying far away from mystery. I'm going to keep my opinions about mystery to myself. So it's TJ and Gentleman are doing that.
I love the mystery seeds. I just have yet to roll one that's a Triforce Hunt, so I'm sure next week it's going to be a Triforce Hunt.
I'm hoping for swordless.
Yeah, I'm doing
Might as
mystery,
well-
but
might
the
as well
only
be
reason
tortured.
it's for I'm just hoping for entrance. That's it. Best mode ever.
The only way to get it this time.
You're all crazy. That's
Not looking forward to it though.
those
And
will
then-
be fun matches.
Yeah, and then your opponents, right? 16-bit nerds, you'll be playing Link Finds a Way, and Mire Straits will be facing Blue Balls. Any thoughts on your opponents for next week?
Well, I think I think our opponents are 3-3 last I looked. It's an terrible, but they had some tough competition, so it's looks like it'll be a good week.
Yeah, I last time I looked at Blue Balls. I just checked them again. They're 1-6. So, I never want to. I don't want to sleep on anyone and say like, oh, it'll be easy or anything. But that does give me hope that we'll do. That we'll be able to do okay.
Yeah, you don't want to underestimate anyone in the open league. There's a lot of good up and coming players in the league for sure.
I wish you luck next week.
Thank you.
Thanks. Same to you.
Thank you.
Good luck. Yeah.
Yeah, good luck to y'all next week. Any last words before we get out of here for you?
This was definitely the week that I was looking forward to the most when I signed up for leagues. I had a lot of fun watching the VODs of the pilot matches from last season, and so yeah, this was fun to run. It was stressful, but I enjoyed it. So I guess that's my last word.
I was supposed to thank you
this
for
is
the
fun.
commentary team and the Duodeca for tracking because he's a machine.
Exactly, as well, what he said.
Yes, thank you guys for coming. Thanks, Duodeca, for tracking, and hope everybody had a good time.
We certainly
All right.
did. So thank you all for running and putting on this display for us. We've got still a lot of week 4 left, right? It is only Wednesday. We've got through Sunday. There's matches all throughout the rest of the week. We've got the schedule on the stream here. Be sure to check out the schedule for details on all of these races, both in the Open and in the Invitational League. Both very competitive and entertaining to watch.
Yeah, definitely tune into the match coming up tomorrow at 8 Eastern with New Hyrule Order versus the Long Shots with CJ and Temp. That's bound to be a very good race. Back here on the ALTTPR League channel on Twitch.
Yeah, so I don't have much more. I do want to, again, thank our restreamer, Amarth, our tracker, Duodeca, runners, and their pilots. Give all of them a follow. We'll get the commands here in the chat. And, of course, my co-com, Mocha Jones, always a pleasure.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, mate. Gotta do this again.
Do it for us here tonight. As we said, stay tuned for more on Link to the Past Randomizer here on League 1 through 5 and Speed Gaming channels 1 through 6 for the Invitational League. I've been Lou Maga, my co-com Mocha Jones. For all of us here, good night.
Night.